Kate, you're on the Larry Elder Show. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm an independent, and I love you so much, and you should have been governor. But if you're going to be even trying for that again, you have to have a little bit more moxie and not be so naive. Well, anybody that believes Condoleezza Rice is, not saying anything about you, but Condoleezza Rice, look, I'm just going to say it. George W. Bush hates Trump more than a bullet to the head. Put Pam Bondi on that job. And the relationship between him and Obama is incestuous. I mean, it's ridiculous. But the proof of the pudding is, ask Cheney what company he was chairman of the board. That's Halliburton, my friend. Halliburton made $39 billion in Iraq, some kind of change for 6 weeks. Follow them.
Okay, Kate, what does this have to do with
in Afghanistan? Let me just finish with this.
All right.
$14 million in Afghanistan, and Halliburton got 7 of it. $7 trillion. That's Dick Cheney's company. So you can draw the dots back to the money. Follow the money, and you'll follow who and what needs Trump out of office.
Okay, what does that have to do with what I said about Condoleezza Rice?
You said that she had intel. You want to believe that intel? I mean, really?
I said that she said that the intel regarding whether or not Saddam Hussein had stockpiles of WMD was wrong. That's what I said.
So we all know, and now especially after the fact, and we knew before the fact because there's a bunch of people that are that I have contact with that I can't share with. They told me, but we have proof positive that Saddam Hussein never had any weapons of mass destruction. 7 billion infrastructure country.
One more time. One more time, Kate. One more time, Kate. The intel was wrong. The assumption was he had stockpiles of WMD. He didn't have them.
But they knew that.
No, let me. I don't want to relitigate the Iraq War, but he used chemical weapons on the Kurds. Yes or no?
He could have nuked them for all I care. I mean, that was
he
the wrong
used
thing
chemical
to do.
weapons he also used chemical weapons on the Iranians. So we know that at one time he had them. The question is whether or not he destroyed them as he claimed he did. He never offered any proof. What George W. Bush said is, give me proof that you've destroyed the WMD by a certain date. If you don't, we're coming in.
Okay, so you're taking 9/11 off the drawing board now. You're just talking about weapons of mass destruction in general, and we're going to go take over a country because they have sarin.
Again, Kate, I'm going to move on, and I appreciate your calling and telling me you like my show because I don't want to relitigate the Iraq War. We're talking about Donald Trump's speech. But real quickly, after 9/11, 85 to 90% of Americans thought we were going to get hit again. So George W. Bush looks around and says, what's the most likely threat? And the assumption was that Saddam Hussein had stockpiles of WMD, and the fear was he was going to use them or give them to somebody else to use them against us. Americans were frightened after 9/11. Again, 85 to 90% of people thought we were going to get hit again within 6 months to a year. And you're the President of the United States after 9/11, and you say to yourself, what can I do to minimize any possible future threat? Now, again, George W. Bush goes to Congress. He gets a resolution from the House and from the Senate. And by the way, the resolution said all sorts of things. It talked about the fact that Saddam Hussein attempted to assassinate President George Herbert Walker Bush. It talked about the fact that Saddam Hussein was shooting at the American and British planes patrolling the southern and northern no-fly zones. He was talking about how Saddam Hussein was stealing from the so-called Oil for Food program. It talked about the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, that he had used chemical weapons against the Kurds, his own people, and against the Iranians. So the assumption was he had stockpiles of WMD. He got a resolution, George W. did, a unanimous resolution from the Security Council telling Saddam Hussein to thoroughly explain and prove that you destroyed your WMD or face consequences. So that's what happened. And it turned out he did not have stockpiles of WMD. The intel was wrong. Cheney admitted the intel was wrong. Condoleezza Rice admitted the intel was wrong. All I'm saying is when Donald Trump says that you lied us into the war, that is simply not true. These were errors. They were good faith errors. They were big errors. But they were not lies. That's my only point. Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.